Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Martha Frank, and I'm so excited to have you guys here. If it's your first time on my channel, please do well to subscribe to the channel. Also turn on your notifications so that whenever I drop any new video, you'll be notified. So lately I've been getting lots of creations from individuals who intend to start their YouTube channel or start their content creation journey, and in this video I'll quickly address certain things, and I hope someone out there actually finds this video very helpful. So there's this perception that before you start creating content you need to buy lots of stuff. Individuals who are about to start their content creation journey might be confused, like, oh, where do I start from, what do I do, what do I invest in, what equipment do I buy, and stuff like that. I'll basically just talk about 5 things that I think you should consider before starting a YouTube channel or creating content on YouTube. And the first thing you should consider before starting your YouTube channel or creating content is your camera. Truthfully, most YouTubers actually started off with their mobile phone before getting a camera. So if you are looking forward to starting your YouTube channel, you shouldn't feel pressure to get a camera instantly. I mean, if you have the money to actually get the camera, then that's fine. But if you do not have enough money to actually get a camera, then you can use your phones to create content. I do not need very expensive phones to start creating content. That's a perception that I feel like most people have. You can even start creating content with your simple iPhones like iPhone X, iPhone XR, or even very good Android phones. These days there are even very affordable Android phones that actually have good cameras which you can start creating content with. The second thing you need to consider is your light source. So as an intending content creator, you need to be sure of what light source you would be using. It could be natural light or artificial light, which includes your ring light, your LED light, or whatever kind of light you would want to invest in. But this is something you really need to consider before starting your YouTube channel. And truthfully, you can actually start creating content with only natural lighting. The only reason why a ring light is necessary is if you'll be creating content at night as well. But if you cannot afford a ring light, then you can work towards using natural lighting to create your content. And trust me, natural lighting is even better off than most artificial lights. So you shouldn't feel like because you do not have a ring light you cannot start creating content. With your natural lighting you can create as many content as possible. Artificial lighting is also very good, especially if you intend to create content at night. For example, if maybe you have a job that you do during the day and the only time you can create content is at night, then you would want to look towards investing in artificial lights, and they're actually very affordable lights that you can get, so you do not have to break the bank to invest in lighting. The third thing you will need to consider before starting a YouTube channel is your workspace. Most content creators on YouTube actually started creating content with their bedroom, and so you shouldn't feel pressure to get a professional background or to get a backdrop. If you can afford that, then that is beautiful. If you can afford that, then go for it. But this is mainly for people who have limited income and still want to go into content creation. I just do not want you to feel like without these things you cannot start creating content on YouTube. So your workspace can actually be your room, your sitting room, or any part of your house. So it just depends on your capability at the time, what you're able to afford. If you can afford to repaint your room, or to get flowers, or portraits, or just stuff to beautify your room and for the aesthetics, then you can actually go for it. But if you do not have the money to actually get these things at the time, then you do not exactly need these things to start creating content. As long as you have a good space that is neat and that is tidied and that you can actually stay comfortably without distractions, then trust me, you can use that space to create content. As time goes on, you definitely will be able to improve your background and your workspace into what you really want it to look like. The fourth thing you would need to consider is your audio. And starting off as a YouTuber, I actually started off without a microphone. Along the way, I had to get a microphone just to cancel out certain external noises in the background. So if you live in areas that are noisy, you might need to consider getting a microphone, which will help improve the quality of your audio. But if you do not have a microphone, you can actually film without it. All you have to do is to make sure that you film in an environment that is not noisy. But I would really recommend that you invest in getting a microphone. You can buy microphones for as low as 9,000, 8,000 naira. So if it's something you can afford at the time, then I would advise that you just get a good microphone. The difference is actually clear, and this is something that I would not want you to compromise on. The fifth thing I'll be talking about is your burning desire to actually create content. And this is something that should have been there from the onset. For you to have thought of creating content, then you probably had this desire in your heart. And this is just a reminder that you might have all these things in place, but if you do not have the drive, you don't have the desire to create content, trust me, you will still keep making excuses. So guys, we've come to the end of this video, and I hope you found this video very helpful. If at this point you haven't subscribed to the channel, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Bye.